Early on in the season, a game like this probably would have got away from us, and you know, we wouldn't have responded the way we did. They had us down 9. Going into the half, came out, our ball, we get a score. They come back, put it back up 9, and we just stayed with it. We didn't let anything fluster us. We just kept trusting one another.
Seemed like you're frustrated or something out there. You threw a couple of passes, kind of got away. You were kind of like banging yourself on the head. You came out, you had like a big exhale after one of them. Were you fighting through kind of like something there on the court?
Turnovers, just not turning the ball over. Especially when we're down like that, just trying to get easier shots for the team. And a couple of those passes I make every night. They just didn't work tonight, so it was a little frustrating. But it's part of it. Gotta in that time gotta find something else to get your mind off of it and do some other things to help bring a victory to your team. And that's what I just tried to do. Even though I had a couple turnovers, just kept telling myself, just getting back on the defensive end.
Thanks.
What was it like being out there with Derrick? And he seemed to kind of blend in perfectly with what you guys are trying to do.
Oh, that's great. Playing with Derrick, USA team, and getting to know him as a player, as a person. His game, and coming back to play with Fergie May. Things was already similar for him, so we knew that it wasn't going to take long for him to adjust. And he came in and hit the ground running, and it was a big boost for us tonight.
And how good defensively can you two be as a tandem, and also how can he help the team defensively?
That would be great. You got me and him, two of the best defensive players in this league, and in this team, we can do some things with lineups where, over the past couple of years for us, we've been kind of, picked on a couple guys because of our size, and not now. I could come off the floor and put him on, and you have another defensive guy out there that's going to keep the momentum going on that end and on the offensive end. And then you could play us together, and we can make things really, really, really hard for other teams. And that's the beauty about having Derrick here. He takes a lot of pressure off of me, Jalen, Jason, Rob, and the rest of his team. Especially when things aren't going well, it's just another guy that can keep it going for you.
In the kind of the mix-up with Campazzo, when a guy flops like that, do you kind of have a sense of admiration for him? Like, oh, that was a good try, or what was going through your mind when he kind of did the whole, he fell down in front of you and you kind of just turned away? What's going in your mind when that happens?
I love it. It's part of it. He's doing what anybody would do to get a call. Everybody talk about flopping. Flopping is everybody does it. Flopping is trying to get the call. You can flop on defense and you can flop on offense. It's just the guys who flop on the defensive end probably get a little more hatred because of it. But you got some of the people's favorite guys and favorite players that flop on the offensive end just as much. So it's part of the game. Flop is trying to exaggerate a call to get a call for it. Everybody does it. And anybody sits there and say not everybody does it in this league, they're lying. At some point in your career, you're doing it. At some point in the game, you're doing it. And it's a smart play. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Did you think that they were going to stick you with a tech, or?
I figured they would have, when they try to put a reputation on you, they try to, use things that way to punish you or to justify certain things. So, so when it happened, that's why I just walked the half court. Let it go, whatever happens, it's out of my control. So, but, you just stay focused. You don't let them take the joy, take that momentum from you, and next play.
Thank
you. You guys have had some success recently, obviously. Were you excited that the trade deadline passed and the starting lineup was intact and you added White, who could help a little bit and try to kind of keep this thing going and keep building on it?
Oh yeah, I was glad that we were able to be able to keep that group, especially going through what we went through at the beginning of the year, the criticism that we just went through. We finally clicking, we finally coming together, And, you know, to be able to see what we can do, you know, I'm just glad we were able to do that, you know. And then we also added Derrick and Theis, so, you know, and for Derrick to be out here tonight, right off the plane, you know, that was awesome for us, man. And that's just only going to help this team even more.
Thanks.
Wrap it up right there. Thank you, Marcus.